Yo, what is good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of NBA to the Galaxy podcast presented to you by DSM Media, as well as your host, myself, Slim. You can follow me on X at R2R30111. You can follow the other host here, Scotty John. As you can see by the title today, All-Star Reserves. We're going to be giving our predictions. My guy Scotty, his side and my side. Should be interesting for sure. Just kind of pick each other brains, see what we heading at in that aspect. We got a lot to kind of talk about as well. That Joel Embiid, my man, has been hooping, and Scotty said I owe him an apology. Some would say, but he's the main guy that said I owe him an apology on that note. I'm not against it, but I kind of feel like yeah. But we're down to that too. Giannis also got some news with him. Me officially wants out of Milwaukee in so many words. His agent and him is leaning toward that. But we'll dive into those topics. But before we dive into those topics, my guy, how you feeling on this fine Saturday morning? Back-to-back Saturdays on the pod. I feel like that's kind of special in a sense. So this does not happen, but how you feeling?
Happy Saturday, bruh. Well said. Thank you for getting us started here, bro. I got a little distracted there, man, because there is some breaking news that I was just sent. Paul George is suspended for 25 games for violating the league's anti-drug policy.
You serious right now?
Yeah, Shams. It was just sent to me from Dylan.
What? Okay, I see it now. It just popped up on my phone. No way, PG. Yo.
That's crazy.
My man getting high. Does Paul George even give smoker for real, bro? Like
over the past few years, I've discussed the importance of mental health, and in the course of recently taking an improper medication. Doesn't say what it is though. I don't think they're flagging for weed. Nothing like that. Like KD, I feel like openly smokes, but that is wild.
Damn, that's tough. I mean, I feel like he was just finding the rhythm for you guys.
Yeah, he was just starting to get into a little bit of a groove. But yeah, happy Saturday, bro.
My man got backtrack right there.
Happy Saturday, bro. That is crazy. What are the odds that we do the pod on a Saturday and we get breaking news like that? But yeah, I guess that is something that I'll have to adjust to watching the Sixers and have to gather my thoughts around that. But yeah, that is weird to say the least. Weird, obviously, and in bad, right? Like you just can't do it, whatever it is. It's hard for me to speak on it without knowing exactly what it was, but yeah, that one caught me off guard. But we are here to discuss some fun stuff today. And I'm happy about that, bro. I am happy to be here with you, even though I got a little sidetracked there. But happy Saturday, bro. How are you doing? How do you take in all of that news when you hear it, bro?
Hey, man, I'm feeling good. But honestly, it's interesting to see what this is really about with Paul George. It could be a numerous of things. You never know. But we got to wait to see when they drop the article.
You know, the steroids for the pinky.
That would be ridiculous. I've seen crazier things though, so I would not be surprised if
he took something to recover from his injury, right? Like there's something he did during his recovery process from the injury last year or over the off season that he took a shortcut in some sense. So we'll see what comes of it, bruh. But where do you want to start today, my man?
We can start out talking about the NBA All-Star reserves. I mean, show some love to the comments. My guy Scary Harris said Shangoons need to be an All-Star. Hey, man, we're going to dive into that. My guy Scotty Drown tap in. DSM to tap in for one of the best spots for NBA content. That's a fact. NFL Turf Talk, showing love. Fire emojis, baby.
Yes, sir.
But let's dive right into it, man. The NBA All-Star reserves, we're going to give our predictions. It's like 7 on each side, correct?
Yeah, 7 is that's what I have on each side, and I got a couple snubs that just missed out. I have a couple of those listed as well. But which side do you want to start on?
We can start out with the East. You know, obviously we got to say the West. You know, the best for last. So you know, with you being in the Eastern Conference,
I knew something.
Your team, you know, you kind of kick it off for us. So
oh, you want me to go first?
Yeah, who is your first All-Star reserve in the East, man?
Yeah, and I did try to order these guys like in the order of like how I would ultimately vote for them to make it. The first one on my list, man, and I think it was a little bit of recency bias when I was doing my notes this morning, but I did watch that Raptors Orlando game last night, and Scotty
Okay.
Barnes was really, really impressive to watch. His court vision, the defense, he does a little bit of everything. He's shooting the ball a little bit better this season as well. So I went with Scotty Barnes. Show a little love to Toronto and the Raptors, and get an all-star out there on the team.
Okay, what's up, bro? I ain't mad at that pick at all. Obviously, Scotty, one of my guys. But for me, man, my first All-Star reserve in the Eastern Conference is going to be Jalen Darren, a
Okay.
part of the Detroit Pistons. They're the number one seed in the Eastern Conference, and rightfully so. He has a huge part to do with that. My man is averaging 18 points, nearly 11 rebounds, and shooting 63% from the field. So that to me is kind of All-Star numbers in a sense. Like I mentioned, team success definitely matters in this
Yeah.
aspect, and he's a huge part of those guys. The way they play on offense and the way they get it done defensively. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I think Jalen Darren is rightfully so to be a first-time All-Star this year.
And I guess I'll go ahead and I'll get ahead of it. Like I have Jalen Duren on my list as well. I agree with everything you said. I think he's the other side of that duo when you start to think about what Detroit's doing out there in the East. Obviously, you have Cade Cunningham as a starter. Then you have the guy that holds down the fort, the guy that holds down as the defensive anchor, the rebounder, right? The guy that does a little bit of everything. The shooting percentages are ridiculous as well. Obviously, he does a lot of his work in the paint, but he has shown that he can get out, hit a little bit of a mid range. He's been kind of shown a little bit of versatility to his game. So I do like Jalen Duren. Just to give you another one, right? Since we kind of matched there, I went with Jalen Johnson over in Atlanta. Now, Jalen Johnson's interesting because the Atlanta Hawks have come back down to earth a little bit in the last couple weeks. They have dropped down to 9th in the Eastern Conference, but I still think what he's doing over there in Atlanta is just really impressive. And he's a guy that's a walking triple double. He can get a triple double on any given night with the way he plays, the way he gets his teammates involved, and I think he is part, or if not the major reason that they felt comfortable finally to move on from Trae Young. So went with Jalen Johnson, all-star out in the East.
That's kind of ironic because that's my second pick, Jalen Johnson. My man is averaging 23 points per game, 10 rebounds, and 8 assists while shooting 50% from the field. The true definition of a modern-day point forward, he's 6'10".
Yeah.
He's a stat stuff. He can really feel the stat stuff for sure. And so, his individual performances alone would have him make the All-Star team for me. But obviously, you do have to account for the team success. To your point, the Atlanta Hawks have coming down to earth as
Yeah.
of late. But I think that, no disrespect, when you look at the Eastern Conference to be exact, I think he's good enough to be an All-Star reserve at minimum. I
Yeah.
get it. He's
Yeah.
that good. So honestly, last year before he went down with the injury, I wanted him to be an All-Star. I was voting for him to get in there, but unfortunately he went down with injury. So nonetheless, I would agree. I think Jalen Johnson is worthy of being an All-Star reserve. So that's what I got on my list, my second reserve.
I like it. He was actually second on my list as well. And to be clear, Jalen Duren was 4th on my list. So I'll give you number 3. I do have Spider Mitchell coming at number 3 as my third reserve here. Obviously, the Cleveland Cavaliers, I think they've picked up a lot of steam of late. And I do think that obviously you look at that team, you look at the leader, it's going to be Spider Mitchell. So I thought that was an easy one for me to pick there.
Yeah, for sure. Spider not a starter, bro.
Did I get it wrong? Did I put Brunson up there by mistake?
Hold on. Brunson, Maxey, Brown, Giannis, and who else?
Cade.
You know what? You're right. Yeah, you're right.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm glad you said something because I was wondering if I was tripping because it feels wrong that Spider's not a starter.
Yeah, you're right.
I do feel you. I was wondering if I got because I know Maxey's a starter, but some people may argue that maybe he doesn't deserve it, and maybe Spider does. I think that's a fair argument. My mind goes to Brunson just because that's the next guy. I thought Brown, Cade, Giannis all deserve it.
Okay.
But yeah, I think it was Brunson was that Brunson and Maxey. Those were like the guards.
Yeah. Okay, so initially I thought he was a starter. So in saying that, I got to make room to put him on my list. So I'm gonna say he is my third reserve, and I don't have to get into detail, but Spider is one of those dudes. I think he's having a career year from a points per game perspective. So nonetheless, a guy like that is obviously deserving to be in the All-Star game. So my third All-Star reserve is Donovan Mitchell. I had to make room for that.
I already gave you my fourth, Jalen Duren. We both spoke on that, so I'll let you go again.
Okay, my fourth would be honestly one of my personal favorites out there in the East, Brandon Ingram. My guy's giving you 22 points per game, mid-range assassin, 6 rebounds. And one thing I can't say about BI, bro, I've seen the little things he has been able to do down there in Toronto, just being more motivated to play defense in the sense like he has the length, the physical makeup to be not an elite defender, but a pretty solid. You know, you have a guy like Scotty Barnes, who was pretty much known to be a good defensive player. I think it motivates you to kind of want to play defense in the
play
sense.
To that level. Yeah.
So, yeah, I got Brandon Ingram, my fourth reserve on my list to be an All-Star.
That is very interesting because I thought for sure that would maybe be one of the ones that we disagree on, but I have Brandon Ingram at number 5 on my list as well. I was just looking at the numbers, and once again, this might be recency bias. I just got to watch the Raptors perform last night. BI went off in the first half. He started the third quarter hot. There was a lot of talk about his growth as a leader on this team with the Raptors. And something that caught my ear as I was listening, bro, was about he apparently flew Jamal Shed out on first class or private jet to Houston in the Final Four last year just to like support his teammate that's a rookie. You know what I mean? Flew him out there in a private jet to see. I believe it was Duke in Houston. So going against his own squad, he hooked his teammate up, and I just thought that was really cool. Like for him to do that, it shows a lot of growth from those days in LA, where you could kind of question his leadership or maybe his approach, right? Because he's so nonchalant personality wise. But I agree with you. I think he's doing the right things in Toronto. And I think to a bigger point, with Scotty Barnes and BI both making the All-Star team for me, I think it just shows what Toronto's been able to do this year as well in the Eastern Conference in the start of the season.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. To Brandon Ingram, real stand-up guy, for sure. My man has linked up with Glorilla. I've seen it. But yeah, so Brandon Ingram was your what, 4th or 5th?
That was my 5th. Yeah.
Okay, he's your 5th. So I think for me, my 5th is Scotty Barnes.
Okay.
I want to say, you know, Scotty, 19 points per game, 8 rebounds, nearly 6 assists. Pretty much does everything, bro. Points, rebounds, steals, blocks. Yeah. You know, you name it. He's a very versatile player. You know, he can honestly play 1 through 5. We've been honest here. Yeah. And I'm gonna go ahead and say it. I got Scotty Barnes being my defensive player of the year. I think that when you look at a player like that, specifically the versatility standpoint, there ain't too many guys 6'10" that can literally go guard a point guard to a center comfortably. So I'm saying they got to show him some love, and nonetheless, I think he's deserving to be an All-Star. Their team record speaks. They're like what, the 3rd seed in the East.
Yeah.
So
or 4th now, but still, it's like one game, half a game.
Yeah. Okay. Well, it's interchangeable, so you get the memo. So
yeah,
Scotty Barnes All-Star reserve for me.
Yeah. No, I like the defensive player of the year nod as well. He has stepped it up on that end, and everything you said. Yeah, he's versatile. It was nice seeing him kind of guard up against Paolo last night. Paolo's been on a little bit of a tear, on a 30-point per game tear in the last few, and Scotty Barnes locked him up for a good portion of that game. Number 6, I think we are at now. This one was interesting. This is where it got really tough for me. But
really tough, huh?
Josh Giddey. I had to go with him out there in Chicago. He's averaging close to 19 points per game, 8 rebounds, close to 9 rebounds, I think it is, close to 9 assists. Once again, another walking triple-double. You talked about a true point forward with his size, the way he's able to play and impact the game in all facets. And he looks to be like a true build-around piece for Chicago now, which is why I ultimately give him the nod towards the All-Star game this year, my man. But yeah, Josh Giddey, see him in the All-Star uniform. It'll be interesting.
Yeah, it should be interesting when you look at the concept team world. You just trying to add more fuel to the fire with them guys, man. So,
That is crazy. Yeah, he would be
yeah,
on Team World.
that's not fair, bro. But for me, man, my 6 All-Star was there. This is where things will get tough. I'm not gonna lie to you, because now I added Donovan Mitchell on my list. I gotta cut somebody, and man, I don't want to. It's like team success definitely is a huge factor for sure, but I don't want to just give guys nods just because their team is
Because
like
their
winning.
team.
Yeah, because it's like more guys deserve. To your point, Josh Giddey, he made my list. I don't know if I'm could confirm him though, but
He's like
you
one
know
of the
what?
ones you're thinking about cutting.
Yeah, between him and this next guy,
I think. Would you mind if I
go ahead.
guess?
Yeah, go ahead.
Is it Norm Powell?
No,
No.
unfortunately.
Okay. Interesting.
Like I've been a Noah Powell advocate for him to make the All-Star game for sure, but I think that this next guy that I'm probably gonna just have make my team, he gets a lot of hate in a sense, but his team is doing pretty good, and that's Carlton Towns.
Okay. Interesting.
Carlton Towns is giving you, 20 points per game, nearly 12 rebounds, and elite shooting big. Pretty much the perfect second option you can have on a team. Like obviously he has his flaws for real. I mean, my man is very zeisty, and
He's been getting ripped the last
yeah,
couple
he's
weeks.
getting ripped, bro. But nonetheless, I'm gonna go with Carl in the Towns, bro, because it's like 3 names on here, but I'm gonna go with Carl on that. I'm gonna go with Carl.
Okay, I respect it. I ultimately did go with Norman Powell as my my last guy, and
My guy, Norman Powell.
I just looking at what Miami's doing this year, I think he's a big part of that. And I think he's remained consistent throughout the season, which has been the impressive part for me so far. And honestly, I just wanted to have some fun with it. Honestly, you look at some of these other guys that I could put on there. Let's just give Norm the nod. Let's get him on the All-Star team, get him his first nod. The other guys I was looking at, Cat, to be fair to you. So I don't disagree with that by any means. I took all the recency bias into account, and the way he's been talked about defensively, he's just been getting shit on, bro. But he's still putting up numbers. He's still a good quality player, to not take too much away from him. Pascal Siakam, bad team, right? It's hard to get him on. It's hard to reason him onto the team. And same thing with Michael Porter Jr.
That's fair. So who was your last one was Norman Powell? Okay.
Yeah, Norm was my last one.
Okay, so I got to get one more. I'm gonna give it to Josh Giddey, bro, because I was actually showing some love. Like he's on my list. Big guard playmaker, near triple double just about every night. Like obviously the Chicago Bulls, like what the 10th seed I want to say in the Eastern Conference.
Yeah,
but that's not necessarily too bad. We look at a guy like Josh Giddey, nearly 19 points, 8.6 rebounds, almost 9 assists. Pretty solid numbers in a sense. His first year after getting the big contract last offseason, and the numbers are looking pretty good. Very all-star-ish in a sense.
Yeah.
And I want to throw this out there too. For the start lineup, I actually had, since Giannis is going to be out, I had Joel Embiid being his replacement. So I just want to throw that out there. Just so you didn't feel like I didn't put him on my list. I actually had him replacing Giannis in the start lineup because if you think about it, they're going to need that size.
Yeah.
For sure. So
I appreciate that, man. I won't lie to you. I did have I had Joel Embiid in my original list. Saw the 27 games played. It made me, go back and forth a little bit. But no, I think the numbers, he does deserve it though. Like you look at the way he played, like he's playing at an all-star level for sure. So yeah, with that in mind, yeah, if Giannis is gonna be out, yeah, I agree with you. Throw Embiid in there.
I got a few honorable mentions. I started with Paolo. I think Paolo could be a all-star. Like give me 22 points per game. 8.8 rebounds, nearly 5 assists. His team, the 7th seed right now, not too far away from your Sixers to get to 6.
Yep.
Michael Porter Jr. was the guy I was thinking about, but it's just like the record that definitely matters in a sense. Pascal Siakam too. Canepa. He's a rookie.
That's a good point. Yeah.
He's the team. Yeah, but he's very good as an individual. So
yeah.
It's a lot of guys that could have made the case. You know what, bro? Good point on calling me out with Norman Powell, because honestly, I don't see how I didn't put him on my list. Like, I'm a huge Norman fan. And the fact that I didn't put him on here is definitely tragic. So
I thought, like, if I could have guessed outside of like the obvious ones, right? Like maybe Scotty Barnes, Jalen Johnson. I didn't think you would have Brandon Ingram. I don't know why I didn't think that, but I don't know. I just didn't. I would have thought Norman Powell, like top 4 out of like everyone that could be there, but
that's fair. I mean,
there's a lot of good options. I can't blame you.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, you can make the case maybe for Bam, maybe.
Yeah, I think so. I thought about Bam. I just once again I went a couple other directions.
Yeah, I mean that's fair. I mean, when you look at guys in the Eastern Conference, Jalen Johnson, it's his time. Bam had his turn. Let's show some love to the young fella. Jalen Darren. All these bigs are not going to make to the All-Star games.
Right. Let me ask you this. Was it, before we get to the West, did you find it harder to pick your West or your East?
For me, I'm going to say the East. As surprising as that may sound, I'm going to say the East. The West for me was kind of self-explanatory in a sense. It all depends on how you view it, but
I'm interested to see who you got now, bro. I really am, because I feel like one of the guys that I picked, I picked it simply for, I guess, narrative. But yeah, I guess we can get into it. One more time. Just give me your list for East.
In the East, Jalen Darren, Jalen Johnson, Spider, Ingram, Scotty Barnes, Karl Towns, and Josh Giddey.
Okay. So I think the only difference was Karl Towns and Norm Powell.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I got Scotty Barnes, Jalen Johnson, Spider, Jalen Duren, Brandon Ingram, Josh Giddey, and Norm Powell. So yeah, I think Norm Powell and Cat were the only differences there.
Yeah.
All right, bro. You go first for West, since that's your territory.
Yeah, you're right, man. Let's get it. My first All-Star reserve in the West Conference is easy money sniper Kevin Durant. For the Houston Rockets, my guy is giving you 26 points per game, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, shooting 51% from the field. It's pretty much self-explanatory. He's Kevin Durant. You know who he is. I ain't got to get into detail, but still an automatic 25 point per game score every night if need be. And the team, they're the 4th seed in the West, so that's not too bad. So, yeah.
No, I'm right there with you. KD was my number 1 selection as well. I think I even said this on the last show, if that's the show we talked about All-Star starters when they were announced. I thought KD could potentially be a starter this year as well, with where Houston is in the West and the success they're having. But nonetheless, KD first off the bench. You mentioned it. Just keeps going at this older age, which is just crazy. And then you look over at one of the other older guys, right?
Yeah. Yeah, this dude.
Who you got next, bro?
Since we on the Houston Rockets, might as well stay down there. I got Alperen Sengun. My guy Scary Harris says Sengun need to be an all-star. I completely agree. Giving you 21 points per game, 9 rebounds, 6 assists, while shooting 50% from the field. A big scorer. And play makes like a guard. He fits very well down there in Houston. And he made the All-Star game last year, so I don't see why he shouldn't make it again. For sure, he's a huge part to do with those guys' success.
I like that, honestly. For me, number 2, I went with Anthony Edwards, the guy that's leading the way for the Minnesota Timberwolves. He's averaging 29 points per game this season. They are a little bit lower in the Western Conference, but I think it's not that far widespread when you look from 7 up to about 2, even 1. So I do still like where Minnesota is, and obviously I like what Ant's doing. He's shooting close to 40% from the field, about 5-6 rebounds a game, close to 3-4 assists. Just want to continue to see him pick it up, but obviously loving Ant out in the West. Who you got next?
Man, I done fucked up, but I ain't gonna lie to you. I could say it live. But I don't know why. I just thought he was a starter, bro. Ant-Man. And it's the same
He's another one that should have been.
It's the same thing
over who, like.
Yeah, it's the same thing with Spider, though, bro. In my head, when I'm doing my list, I'm like, oh, he's a starter for sure.
They normally
that's not the case here. So
I really feel like Wemby kind of took his spot in the start. Not that Wemby doesn't deserve it. I just think Wemby's time is here now, and somebody has to be left out.
Yeah, for sure. But damn, I'm just adding to my list. I gotta cut somebody. So I got Anthony Edwards coming in number 3. The Minnesota Timberwolves, baby. You know, Ant-Man. Yeah, it's him.
Fair enough. Fair enough. And I'll throw it right back to you. I got Alperen Sengun as my third Western Conference reserve as well. So we're on the same page there. 21 points, 9 rebounds, 6 assists per game. He is another guy that is kind of just changing the definition of a big man in the league these days. So got to show respect to Sengun.
Yeah, for sure. Speaking of bigs, man, Chet Holmgren coming in on my list at number 4. I think it's time for him to make his first All-Star game. 2-way unicorn, rim protection, and it's pretty efficient from the field. 18 points per game, 8.6 rebounds, and shooting 57% from the field. That's pretty impressive. Yep. And I was OKC got number 1 seed in the West, so I think it's very fair to send SGA, one of his duos, to the All-Star game with him.
I like that point. I like that point, man. Yeah, I'll have some thinking to do the rest of this list. But number 4 for me, bro, is going to be D Book, leading the way for the Phoenix Suns. They're currently 6th in the Western Conference right now, which I don't know about you, man. I didn't expect the Suns to be this good, this consistent. Yeah, and I do think while Dylan Brooks, he's putting in some work right now. He's hooping right now.
Yeah, he's doing a damn thing.
Devin Booker is that guy. Dylan Brooks said it the other night. Devin Booker is the all-star of the team. Yeah. And I just think he's continued to show that. It's weird how, you get KD off the team, you get Beal off the team, and all of a sudden Devin Booker's able to play at that level again. So I think that's very, very interesting. 25 points per game, 4 rebounds, 6 assists per game, leading the way for the Suns.
It's fair, man. Coming in number 5 for me, my 5th All-Star reserve is De'Aaron Fox. The San Antonio Spurs is the 2nd seed in the Western Conference, and De'Aaron Fox is a huge part to do with things. Give you 20 points per game, 4 rebounds, 6 assists. Pace plus the pressure he puts on the defense in the rotation is still nice to see. I think De'Aaron Fox is probably the fastest player in the league. Yeah. Honestly, he can get down here, get to the cup. We'll admit it, but nah. Ever since he came back, a lot of people saying that he was going to mess up those guys' rhythm, but he just been adding more fear to the fight. So I think he deserves to be an all-star for sure.
I like that, man. I like that. I'm going to go with another guard that I think deserves to be an all-star, and I went with Jamal Murray out of the Denver Nuggets. We talked about this a couple weeks ago when Jokic went down, and we saw Jamal Murray go on this stretch where he was able to score 30 plus per game, and he was able to keep this team afloat. We saw Jokic return over the last couple of days. I can't remember exactly when it was. Last night against the Clippers, right? Mm-hmm. So he's been able to keep Denver afloat in the West, right? Keep them in the top of the seeding out there, and I really just think it's time. He's due for it, right? Like this is his moment. This is his time to finally make the All-Star team. 26 points per game, 4 rebounds, 7 assists. He's shooting 45% from the 3-point line. So I give the nod to Jamal Murray. It's my 5th.
Yep, Jamal Murray is my 6th. Okay. Just like that. Shot creator guard, big move and big bucket getter, can get buckets when need be. Great points, 26 points per game, and shooting 49% from the field. So he's very efficient, and he's very deserving to be a first-time All-Star for sure. I don't see why not, but yeah.
Interesting, man. It's getting tight out here. It's getting tight. Number 6 for me is going to be Kawhi out there in LA. I do struggle. We talked about it earlier with Embiid playing games. Kawhi's played more games, to be clear. Like, that's why he ultimately did make my team, like, confirmed here. But I just struggle taking away opportunities for guys that have played most of the season, if not the whole season so far, compared to guys that maybe have played a half or, 2/3. But Kawhi has just been on a ridiculous stretch since he's come back. The Clippers have completely turned it around since he's come back. Kawhi, 28 points per game, 6 rebounds, 3.5 assists, shooting close to 40% from the 3-point line as well. We know what he does defensively. And yeah, I think the proof is in the pudding when you see what the Clippers have done since he's returned, right? So Kawhi, number 6 for me.
Man, my final reserve for the Western Conference.
Who you got?
Who I got? Initially, bro, was Devin Booker. Before he went down with the injury, you hit on the head. All the the stats and
Yeah.
obviously the team success. But I found the perfect replacement for him. Like when I say the perfect, I mean the perfect. He not too far away neither. To my Dylan Brooks, bro. Like
Yeah.
I think that he is worthy to be an all-star this year. He's giving
Yeah.
you 21 points per game, nearly 4 rebounds. Pretty efficient from the field, not shooting too bad. Pretty much your defensive tone setter, takes it the toughest assignment every night. He's giving you 20 a game. Like he just gave the Detroit Pistons 40 the other night. He was pretty efficient from the field, so you got to kind of, give him credit there.
Expanded the bag.
Yeah, because the Detroit Pistons is a very good defensive team, and the fact that he gave them 40 says a lot. But I think that the Phoenix Suns should have somebody to represent them in the All-Star game this year, and I think Dylan Brooks is actually the perfect candidate. So, yeah, I got Dylan Brooks as my final. Well, Devin Booker / Brooks, if that makes sense.
Damn, so you are right. Devin Booker injured his ankle, right?
Yeah, he's not going to be able to play, bro.
Yeah, okay. So if I have to take Devin Booker out,
you put the Fox man in there?
Nah. I'm going to throw my man Julius Randle in there.
You're a Julius Randle fan. You know what? I kind of figured it, though, because when he first got traded from New York to Minnesota, I knew he was kind of upset about that a little bit. You weren't going to go to Philly, huh?
Nah. Rather than Cat, maybe. Yeah, maybe. But no, Julius Randle, I was on the fence on him anyways, but I like what he's been doing out there in Minnesota. You've had times without Ant this season, and Julius Randle stepped up. He's averaging 22 per game, 7 rebounds, 5 assists per game. And obviously the T-Wolves are doing what the T-Wolves are doing. The other guy, because I have 2 spots now. I took D-Book out, and then I have my 7th spot. So I'll replace D-Book with Julius Randle.
Randle All-Star. Get out of here.
What you saying under your breath, bro?
Randle All-Star. Okay.
I'm gonna stick with what I had. I had LeBron, and it's because it's LeBron. It's the farewell tour. It's time for him to hang him up after this season, and so we can't have him. We can't have him not making the All-Star game in his last season that he's playing. So I did go with LeBron, but yeah, I was thinking about putting Chet on there after what you said earlier. I think that's fair. And then one guy. Well, no, I'll let you finish out first. I won't steal your thunder in case you have him. Or did you already name all your guys?
No, I named my guys. I mean, I just making that face because last season, you know something that we don't know. Let us know.
What?
You said LeBron. You said LeBron farewell to her.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm going off the way he's been playing.
Yeah. That's valid, I guess.
They did the farewell video in Cleveland. I don't know what that was all about. I don't know if the writing's on the wall. I just look at it like LeBron's going to be there. That's the way I look at it. But
yeah, it's fair. But
I'll throw you a guy, Denny Avia, Portland.
Fair.
I gave him some thought. I did. I gave him some heavy thought. But
let's say now you naming your honorable mentions.
Yeah. Well, I put Julius Randle in there, so that took one away of those. Oh, okay. And then Denny is the other guy that I had there along with Chet.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I think Denny can make a good case. I think Jimmy, before he went down with ACL injury, he could have made an argument too.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Yeah, I don't think nobody else. I mean, Sharp, they play for Portland, pretty good, but I think everybody else is. Don't really just make that much of a case, if I'm being honest.
I'm trying to think. Is there anybody else? You've had J-Dub injured all season, hasn't played well since he come back.
Yeah.
Man, what about Cooper Flagg?
Yeah, but
it's a little tougher in the West, though.
Yeah, it's kind of tough, especially if I got guys like Kawhi over him.
Yeah.
To your point, you pick Kawhi, not me.
Yeah.
But I was going to say, you mentioned Chet, bro. I feel like it's only right that you send Chet with SGA. It's just like the Detroit Pistons, Cade Cunningham, Jalen Duren. Why not?
I think that's fair. If I had to take LeBron off, I'd probably put Chet on there.
That's fair. So your finalists, well, my finalists would be KD, Şengün, Ant-Man, Chet, De'Aaron Fox, Jamal Murray, and Dylan Brooks.
And mine are KD, Ant-Man, Şengün, Julius Randle for Devin Booker, Kawhi Leonard, Jamal Murray, and LeBron.
Okay, my man said LeBron is retired. So, yeah.
Guess we'll find out.
Yeah. But anyway, so that's pretty much it, though, huh? With the reserves, huh?
Yeah, I would say wasn't much difference. Too much. I think you had De'Aaron Fox, Chet in the West,
and Dylan Brooks.
I had Julius Randle, LeBron, and Kawhi.
Yeah. So you showing the OG some love. That's fair. I ain't mad at it.
I guess, that's more like a reality thing, right? Because it is fan vote, right? Or am I tripping?
No. Wait, you said, is it strictly fan votes?
Is it, or it's a mix? It's a mix of fan, like coaches.
Well, technically, they say that the coaches still get to pick their own reserves. So
interesting.
Like the coaches for each team, they pick their own reserves.
Do they draft out of a pool, or is it like they
to
get?
Be honest, that is a good question. I'm not 1,000% sure on that.
It's interesting. If it's determined by popularity, like it has been in the past, then that is why I'm selecting like LeBron James to be specifically, because he has not played up to standard to make the All-Star team this year, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's definitely fair.
But
sure. But that's pretty much it on the All-Star reserves, huh?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we spent a nice amount of time talking about that. But let's move on to the next segment, bro.
Yes, sir.
Joel Embiid, the resurgence. I kind of mentioned this to you. I just noticed some things with this guy. Season average, Joel Embiid this season, 25 points per game, 7 rebounds, 4 assists while shooting 50% from the field. Let's break it down his month-by-month scoring. In October, 17 points per game. November, 22 points per game. December, 25, nearly 26 points per game. And the month of January, 29 points per game while shooting 54% from the field. It's not just one hot game. His scoring has climbed every month. And in January, he's basically at 29 a game on pretty high efficiency, so you got to give him some love in that department. Pretty much showing a former shell of himself, MVP type of form. When you look at the performances he has been doing, I seen he had a big game against New York. Was it Washington you guys played the other night? He was pretty good, I think. But nonetheless, he's kind of showing that, hey, he's getting back into that form. So obviously, with you being a Sixers fan, you kind of pivot more on it than me. But I just want to kind of show him some love. Again, with flowers, because you seen Kendrick Perkins gave him an apology on national television. So,
Yeah. No, I had something in my throat. I apologize, man.
No, you good, man. Oh, it's okay. I guess.
I got a good throat. My bad, bro. But no, I agree with what you said. I think he's picked up his play month by month. He's just gotten better. And I think even I'm surprised to see the level that he's been able to get back to. Now, you mentioned that game against New York. He did show a little bit of what would you call it? I guess weakness, I guess you could say right now. Just still trying to get that full capacity lungs, all the cardio involved in getting back up to speed. I think he still has some catching up to do there. Saw against the Knicks, he scores 38 in the first half, and then he really slows down the rest of that game. Maybe it was 28. I might have got ahead of myself. 28 in the first half. Yeah. But I think he ends up ending with like 38 or 40 points in that game. He only scores, maybe 10 points in the second half after the big first half. And it's just interesting to see where he's at, but he's still got room to grow is what I'm trying to say here. Like, he is back. Yes, I think he's playing at a really high level. He's getting close to that MVP level that he was playing at 2-3 seasons ago. And I think he still has conditioning, cardio that he can still get better in. That's going to make him an even more dominant and consistent force. But the big thing for me, man, you mentioned it. It's the lift when you watch Embiid play. Like, it's not just the scoring and, filling up the stat sheet, because he can do that with one leg and it look really good. It can look really good in the stat sheet, but maybe kind of slow down the pace of the team or bring the team down in a sense, but it's not looking like that right now. And that's what's looking great to me. Defensively, he's got lift. He's getting up to challenge shots. And he's getting better in the rebounding department. That is where he's going to, once again, that conditioning, he's got to pick it up a little bit. But, yeah, that's a setback. That's a setback for the Sixers as a whole. And now that's a conversation for a whole other day. But now you're getting into that territory where are we going to ask Embiid to start doing too much game to game because you don't have Paul George there for 20-plus games now. So you're going to have to find that production elsewhere. But, no, Embiid's playing some really good ball, especially in the month of January, to your point.
Yeah, I agree, man. He's starting to come back along. Got to give the doctors a lot of credit, man. I got Joel Embiid. He's been, I don't want to say too much durable, but he's been available for the most part this year for you guys.
Yeah,
I'd say.
Yeah. I think since he's come back into the lineup consistently, outside of back-to-backs, he's playing every game. So
that's fair.
It's been fun to watch, and we'll see how they adjust without Paul George. Play the Pelicans tonight, so quick turnaround.
Quick turnaround. We'll definitely talk about that next spot. But one of the last segments we can talk about before we get up out of here, man. The hamstring injuries, the league's trending injury, in my opinion. One thing about the hamstring, bro, is that hamstring are the injuries you think is gone until you sprint at 1,000% and it comes right back.
I know that's right.
When you look at the league today, bro, like the pace is at an all-time high. Every team is looking to push the ball, bro, getting rebounds, pushing it, looking to get out in transition. And as you can see, it's starting to become a major problem. We have seen more major injuries as of late for, I don't know, it's been different like for the past, probably to 10 years ago, it's just different now. Like the past several years, a lot of guys getting injured due to the wear and tear on their body.
Yeah.
And the pace has a lot to do with that. So mentioned a few guys, Jalen Green, he returned last week, January the 20th.
Looked good, too.
Yeah. After months being out with that right hamstring strain, the same game he came back, he injured his right hamstring again. Just unfortunate because this is the third time he has injured the same hamstring. So you start to wonder, is he getting rushed back or is he not taking his time? Like, what's really going on?
Right. Is it going to keep popping up?
Yeah, I mean, those hamstring injuries are no joke, bro, for sure. But what are your thoughts on just Jalen Green? Because this is another guy we can talk about as well.
Yeah, no, I got the pleasure of watching one of his return games when he came back for Phoenix. Yeah, when we played Phoenix last week, we lost to Phoenix in that matchup, and it was because Jalen Green in the second half started going off from beyond the arc. And that's the capability that he presents. I think when you look at and see what Phoenix is doing right now, especially with Dylan Brooks, who you had on your all-star reserves, Devin Booker obviously would be an all-star if he didn't pick up this late injury. It would be nice to have Jalen Green there with that Devin Booker injury as well, right? But I think it just, it sucks for a talent like him. He's very young, so you hate to see this early on in the career because stuff like this can derail your entire career, man. You can't stay on the court consistently. Then teams, organizations start losing faith. Starts with the coaching staff, right? They'll lose faith and not trust you to stay healthy, won't want to rely on you, and then it leaks into the organization, so on and so forth. So it is interesting. You mentioned the pace, man. The league is going at an unbelievable clip, and it's just interesting to me that they're picking up more injuries. It has to be the pace, right? Because you didn't have the injuries back in the day. It's not like these guys were sitting out of back-to-backs back in the day. They had back-to-backs back in the 90s, right? When the injuries may have been down. It is interesting to see the clip that we see stars get injured at these days, man.
Yeah, it definitely sucks, bro. Injuries are no joke. To your point, hamstring specifically, look at a guy like James Harden. That's kind of something that's been a part of his career.
Last couple of years, yeah.
The hamstring, bro, is no joke, for sure. But the second player, Aaron Gordon, man, I definitely feel for this guy. This is a guy, by the way, he definitely would have been an all-star reserve on my list if he was kind of healthy and available because he started the year off firing on all cylinders, and I don't think that was just like a gimmick. Like, he's one of those players, every year he's gotten better, specifically down there at Denver. So I'm saying that, unfortunately, the Denver Nuggets announced he will be reevaluated in 4 to 6 weeks with a right hamstring strain after re-injuring it. This is his second time injuring his right hamstring. So it definitely sucks because Denver, they just got Jokic back last night. And to get Jokic back and then lose Aaron Gordon, it just sucks, bro, for sure. So what are your thoughts on that, man?
No, it's exactly what you said. They were able to stay afloat without Jokic. You get, Aaron Gordon back kind of in the middle of Jokic being out. They were staying afloat even without Aaron Gordon and some of these other guys, Christian Brown, right? But now they get some of these guys back, and then of course Aaron Gordon goes down again, and he's their defensive motor. He's that guy that will defend the best player on the other team, especially when it comes to wings and even bigger men, big men. So I think it's an injury that's going to hurt. And to your point earlier about the hamstring injury, as you can see, this isn't the first time it's popped up this season, right? He just came back from the hamstring injury. He could come back in 4 to 6 weeks. Let's say it's 6 or 7 weeks, right? It's the extensive part of that window. Mm-hmm. He could re-injure it as soon as he comes back, man, because that's just how hamstrings and muscle injuries are, man. So hopefully they can get him right, get him some right treatment and get him back out there. But at the same time, man, the way the Nuggets have been able to like fend for themselves and survive, with different personnel missing, I think they'll figure it out. They'll find a way. They'll get the boost from Jokic returning, and I do think they'll end up fine, man. I really do. I think it speaks to how we felt about the Nuggets to start the year, adding Cam Johnson, getting Bruce Brown back, right? A guy that's been there, won a championship with Jokic. So I still have confidence in the Nuggets to be able to contend in the East as long as Jokic is out there with Jamal Murray, right?
Yeah. Yeah, you see guys like Peyton Watson, Tim Hardaway Jr. doing their thing too.
So. Peyton Watson found himself during that time without Jokic, yo. He found himself as a real player in the league, a borderline star. I mean, you could talk about him as an all-star with the last month that he's been playing, right? If it was just based on that.
But, that's the topic for another day. But I said this, Denver gonna have some problems, bro, because they can't pay all these guys. Bro.
Yeah.
Peyton Watson is a free agent this whole season, bro. So
I don't know if you saw, and I don't know how true this rumor is. Once again, topic for another show. But Isaiah Hartenstein mentioned as a trade candidate for the Oklahoma City Thunder.
I did not see that.
For that same reason, though, the money that's owed to him versus who you're going to have to pay in the upcoming years, some of these younger guys. But I don't know how much truth there was to that. I saw that on X. You take everything with a grain of salt on there to an extent. So, but I did see that floating around. It's just the way this cap is, right? The salary cap, the way it's structured. Teams have to always reevaluate. Even Embiid the other night, man, after the win against the Kings, he was just talking about how the Sixers, have tried to duck the tax each and every trade deadline the last couple of years. Like, I just hope we don't do that. I want to keep the guys that we have in this locker room, and I want to have a shot at winning. Like,
you know what? That's good for Joel Embiid. Call damn more punk ass out, man. You know, like, I feel the same way sometimes with my GM. You know, like, bro.
Yeah.
You cannot do both. We either going all in. You can't be 1 foot in and 1 foot out.
Like, just
exactly. Go all in, bro. You know, it is what it is, bro. Like,
exactly, bro. That's exactly how I feel too, man. So I was happy Embiid came out and said that, because if you're not going out and getting, like, I've said it so many times, Atari Eason, he's just the prototype that sticks in my head, but that type of player, then there's no need to make no moves. We can see what we got here and figure it out. Well, Paul George, that one, I keep forgetting about that though, yo. That's a big ass. That's big news.
Yeah,
big news. That caught me off guard.
Yeah, because he just scored 32 the other night, 9 threes.
9 threes against the Bucks.
Yeah, that definitely sucks for you guys.
The PEDs.
But unfortunately, though, it definitely sucks to see hamstring injuries. But wishing those guys speed recovery.
Facts.
But speaking of the Bucks, though, Giannis Antetokounmpo, bro, his agent has came out and told Shams with the ESPN that it's just time to move on. And it has been multiple suitors. My Golden State Warriors arguably being a favorite. You know, I want to get too ahead of myself. But, Minnesota was a team. Miami was a team. I think Toronto was a team too. But nonetheless, it's a lot of teams that can go out there and throw Milwaukee one of the best packages that they just honestly cannot turn down. Yeah. So I feel like we don't have to dive into it a lot right now, but you can give quick thoughts and then we get up out of here.
Maybe next episode early on this week, Tuesday or something. We'll figure out the schedule and stuff and figure out we get another episode in. But yeah, we can definitely talk about this further. I will just say, to your point, out of those teams or out of the ideas of where Giannis can go, I would love to just see him go out west. I don't want to see him traded to like a New York or even in Atlanta. I think Atlanta's dangerous if they get like a Giannis. Miami, they could be dangerous. Toronto would definitely
be 1,000%.
I would like to see him go to the Warriors or definitely the T-Wolves. I would love to see that. Maybe that involves what? Julius Randle?
Yeah.
And
you got to put Nas Reed in there too.
Maybe it's just Nas Reed and you keep Julius Randle. I don't know.
You can't do that. Yeah.
Right? That's clunky as hell.
Yeah, I'm going to say Milwaukee, you dumb if you just do that, bro.
Nas Reed, Julius Randle, maybe
draft capital,
player,
Rob
draft capital. Yeah. But the Warriors, who you giving up? Jimmy? Jimmy would have to be part of that?
We could give up Jimmy, but we could give up Kuminga, Pods, Buddy Hield, Draymond Green, and
any first draft capital.
Yes, we own our draft picks for like the next 4 years.
I think that would be the biggest thing.
Yeah, we get them all our first round picks. I think we own it up until 2020, 30. Well, 2030, not 2020, 2030, something like that. So, yeah.
That's interesting, man. That's interesting. It'll be interesting to see which team like really takes a swing at him if they do before the trade deadline hits, because I believe that's in the next couple weeks or next. Is it the next week?
Yeah, trade deadline this upcoming week. Yeah,
this upcoming week. I thought so.
Yeah, so we can discuss if we want to do a pod that day or before then, or even after, honestly. But
yeah, we'll figure it out schedule wise. But I'm down for whatever, bro. Yeah, a lot of stuff going on. The season's heating up for real now. Yeah, I think it's the NFL season dwindling down too. We're getting the All-Star weekend, trade deadlines, and things are really starting to heat up around the league. So it's funny, bro. I'm excited for like the next show because we already got topics to get into. It isn't always like that, so I don't take it for granted, for real.
Yeah, for real. I mean, the rumors are definitely heating up. You know, this is the time of the year where a lot of things are like speculating, but. Yeah, but no, it's been a great pod, bro. Being able to break it down, give out All-Star reserves. Make sure you guys subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't already, and turn on notification buttons on. We'll be back next week. Big week for the NBA trade deadline. A lot of things to kind of dive into, scenarios and rumors.
I think the reserves are announced this week too.
Oh yeah, Sunday. Yeah, tomorrow actually. Yeah. So that's a good point you brought up. But anything else we'll get up out of here?
Nah, nothing else on my end. Just tap
in,
hit the subscribe button so you'll be right. Turn the notifications on so you're notified next time we go live because it's gonna be another big show.
For sure. With that being said, we out. Peace.
Peace, everybody. I
am Thor, son of Odin, king of Asgard.
This the Marvel fan, the Marvel super fan.